Pratt Institute is a private, non-sectarian, non-profit institution of higher learning located in the Clinton Hill neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, United States, with a satellite campus located at 14th Street in Manhattan. It originated in 1887 with programs primarily in engineering, architecture, and fine arts. Comprising 5 schools, the institute offers both undergraduate and master's degree programs in a variety of fields with a strong focus on research. Today, the institute is primarily known for its highly ranked programs in architecture, interior design, and industrial design. U.S. News & World Report lists Pratt as one of the top 20 colleges in the Regional Universities North category. Princeton Review recognizes Pratt as being one of the best colleges in the Northeast, making it among the top 25% of all four-year colleges and universities in the United States. History, Inception. Pratt Institute was founded in 1887 by American industrialist Charles Pratt, who was a successful businessman and oil tycoon and was one of the wealthiest men in the history of Brooklyn. Pratt was an early pioneer of the natural oil industry in the United States and was the founder of Astral Oil Works based in the Greenpoint section of Brooklyn, which was a leader in replacing whale oil with petroleum or natural oil. In 1867 Pratt established Charles Pratt and Company. In 1874 Pratt unregistered trademark S companies were purchased by John D. Rockefeller and became part of his Standard Oil Trust while Pratt continued to run the companies himself. Regardless of his immense wealth, Pratt wanted to give others the opportunity to improve their own lives. He constantly built a number of public projects, such as apartment complexes and banks for those who could not afford them. However, Pratt, an advocate of education, wanted to provide the opportunity for working men and women to better their lives through education. Even though Pratt never had the opportunity to go to college himself, he wanted to create an affordable college accessible to the working class. In 1884 Pratt began purchasing parcels of land in his affluent hometown of Clinton Hill for the intention of opening a school. The school would end up being built only 2 blocks from Charles Pratt unregistered trademark S residence on Clinton Avenue. From his fortunes with Astral Oil and Charles Pratt and Company, in 1886 he endowed and founded Pratt Institute. In May 1887 the New York State Legislature granted Charles Pratt a charter to open the school, and on October 17, 1887 the institute opened to 12 students in Main Hall. Tuition was $4 per class per term. One of the more remarkable aspects of the college was the fact that it was one of the first colleges in the country open to all people, regardless of class, color, and gender. In the early years, the Institute's unregistered trademark S mission was to offer education to those who never had it offered to them before. Pratt sought to teach people skills that would allow them to be successful and work their way up the economic ladder. Specifically, many programs were tailored for the growing need to train industrial workers in the changing economy with training in design and engineering. Early programs sought to teach students a variety of subjects such as architectural engineering, mechanics, dressmaking, and furniture making. Graduates of the school were taught to become engineers, mechanics, and technicians. Drawing, whether freehand, mechanical, or architectural, thought of as being a universal language, united such diverse programs, and thus all programs in the school had a strong foundation in drawing. In addition, the curriculum at the institute was to be complemented with a large liberal arts curriculum. Students studied subjects such as history, mathematics, physics, and literature in order to better understand the world which they will be working in. Such a strong foundation in liberal arts continues at the school today. Early years. Enrollment grew steadily since inception. 6 months after inception the school had an enrollment of nearly 600 students. By the first anniversary of the school there were 1,000 students in attendance. In 5 years' time the school had nearly 4,000 students. In 1888 Scientific American said of the school that it is undoubtedly the most important enterprise of its kind in this country, if not in the world. Andrew Carnegie even visited Pratt for inspiration and used the school as a model in developing Carnegie Technical Schools, now Carnegie Mellon University. At the first Founders' Day celebration in 1888, Charles Pratt addressed what would become the Scholar unregistered trademark S motto, be true to your work and your work will be true to you, meaning that students should educate and develop themselves diligently and go out into the world working hard, giving all of themselves. As public interest grew in the school and demand increased, the school began adding new programs including the Pratt High School, Library School, Music Department, and Department of Commerce. Because of the overwhelming popularity of the Department of Commerce, the department broke off from the main institute and formed its own school, under the guidance of Norman P. Heffley, personal secretary to Charles Pratt. The Heffley School of Commerce, formed from Pratt unregistered trademark S Department of Commerce, originally shared facilities with Pratt and until the school evolved into what today is Brooklyn Law School. In 1891, the Institute unregistered trademark S founder and first president, Charles Pratt, passed away and his eldest son, Charles Millard Pratt, assumed responsibility of president for the school. In 1893, Charles Pratt unregistered trademark S other son, Frederick B. Pratt, was elected president of Pratt Institute, taking over from his elder brother. Because Charles Pratt Sr. died so soon after the college was founded, Frederick Pratt is ascribed with guiding the college through its early decades. Under the direction of Pratt unregistered trademark S sons, the institute was able to thrive both financially and critically with many new construction projects and course offerings. By 1892 the number of students enrolled was 3,900. In 1897 the most popular major for students was domestic arts. In 1896, the school opened its monumental Victorian Renaissance Revival library with elegant interiors designed by Tiffany & Company and sprawling gardens outside the library. The library was designed not only for students but rather for the public as well. The Pratt Institute Library was the first and only public library in Brooklyn for nearly 15 years. In addition, the library served as a working laboratory, training future librarians, and is cited as being one of the first library schools. In addition, the Pratt Institute Library opened the first reading room dedicated to children in all of New York City. By the turn of the century, the School of Science and Technology had become Pratt's most prestigious and well-known school, comprised most of the Scholar unregistered trademark S enrollment across from East Building on Grand Avenue. The institute constructed a new core dedicated specifically for the engineering school. Constructed over a period of a quarter of a century, the chemistry, machinery, and engineering buildings were constructed in the same architecture style, unifying all disciplines offered by the school. Pratt also had a large variety of courses dedicated specifically for women during this time. Some of the 25 courses women could partake in included library science, nursing, home economics, and fashion. By 1910, all of the departments of the institute were organized as individual schools, including the Library School, School of Domestic Science, School of Fine and Applied Arts, and the School of Science and Technology. Degree granting status and increase in enrollment. As World War I faced the nation in 1914, Pratt partnered with the United States government to aid in the war effort. The School of Science and Technology had its own student army training corps which taught enlistees engineering skills needed for the war. Students designed aircraft used in the war and trained operators. In 1927, mechanical engineering alumni Donald A. Hall designed the Spirit of St. Louis, used by Charles Lindbergh in the world's first transatlantic flight. By the 1938 most programs at the school began offering 4-year Bachelor of Science degrees, and Pratt transformed itself from being a technical school to a rigorous college. By granting bachelor's degrees, Pratt had to revise its curriculum from being a 2-year school to now being a 4-year college. The changes also reflected New York State requirements for granting degrees and stricter government and professional licensing regulations for graduates. During this decade, the Foundation Program for all arts school students was also founded. In 1940 Pratt began granting graduate degrees. During World War II Pratt also helped in the war effort as it did during WWI with the engineering school training servicemen before they were deployed. Students helped to design camouflage for soldiers, buildings, and weapons. Following the war, the school saw a large influx of veterans enrolling as part of the GI Bill. In the 1940s the School of Science and Technology changed its name to the School of Engineering and in 1946 established its own honor society, with mechanical engineering being the most popular major at all of Pratt. In 1953, Francis H. Horne became the first president of Pratt who was not a member of the Pratt family. Enrollment continued to climb throughout the decade, and in 1948 the institute reached an all-time high in attendance with 6,000 students. By 1950 Pratt had become an accredited institution by the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools. In 1954 the architecture department split from the engineering school to become its own school. Campus reorganization. As part of white flight in the 1950s and 1960s, which affected the majority of New York City, the neighborhood of Clinton Hill began to see a transformation from an upper-class, affluent, white community to a community home to minorities and crime. During this time, Pratt considered moving its campus to a more affluent Long Island or Manhattan and increase its attractiveness, but decided to stay at its original Brooklyn campus due to the history and Charles Pratt's original mission. As part of Robert Moses' plan for urban renewal in New York City, Pratt unregistered trademark's physical campus saw the greatest amount of change in its history. Prior to the 1950s, the school was located in separate buildings located on several public streets. However, after Moses' clearance of many of the structures located between Pratt's buildings, the land was given over to the school and a true campus was established. Ryerson Street, Grand Avenue, Steuben Street, and Emerson Place ceased to allow automobile traffic and the campus became enclosed, forming the Grand Mall to connect the institute's buildings. The elevated train running along Grand Avenue between the East Building Student Union and the Engineering Court was dismantled. As a result of new real estate, the school was able to build several new structures, all designed by firm McKim, Mead and White, including many unregistered trademark S and women unregistered trademark S dormitories and a new student union. In addition, Moses' construction projects around the school helped to build the School of Architecture. Research funds were granted to the school to help discover new building techniques. By the 1963 the Urban Planning Department formed the Pratt Center for Community Development in an attempt to revitalize Pratt unregistered trademark S surrounding neighborhood in Brooklyn. Enrollment decline and financial issues. In the 1970s and continuing well into the 1980s, New York City and Brooklyn still faced large amounts of crime and poverty, and as a result enrollment fell and the school began to face a budget deficit. Prospective students and faculty felt uneasy about the safety of the campus and community. In 1974, the men's basketball team became the attention of national media as Cindy Meserve joined the team and became the first woman in history to play men's NCAA basketball. Students earning architecture degrees exceeded those who were earning mechanical engineering degrees in 1975, and architecture degrees became the most popular degree at Pratt, a trend that still exists today. In anticipation of the Institute's unregistered trademark S centennial anniversary in 1987, several capital improvements were made to the campus trying to restore the condition of many of the dilapidated buildings. The Grand Mall was re-landscaped with new plantings, brick pathways, and lighting, and the Newman Amphitheater was built in 1988 in celebration of the 100th anniversary. President Richardson Pratt Jr. retired in 1990 after nearly 20 years of serving as president, becoming the last president to be a descendant of founder Charles Pratt. By 1993, Thomas F. Shute was appointed as president and has since become the longest-standing president overseeing the institute not a part of the Pratt family. In the same year, Pratt controversially and shockingly closed its School of Engineering, an integral part of founder Charles Pratt unregistered trademark S long-term vision for the school. Ironically, the school was Pratt unregistered trademark S most successful school, and many associated the school with its engineering program. In response to the institute-wide decrease in enrollment and school-wide budget issues, closing the School of Engineering was thought of as being the only feasible option to keep the Schola unregistered trademark S other programs afloat and to address the budget. Students in the engineering program were transferred to Polytechnic Institute of New York University, while tenured professors were relocated to the School of Architecture and the Science and Math departments in the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Revitalization and growth. As a result of closing the costly School of Engineering, the school was able to get out of debt and on the track to financial success. Funds were allocated for campus-wide beautification projects and restoration and modernization of historic buildings. Part of the beautification projects included adding the Pratt Institute Sculpture Park in 1999, where contemporary art sculptures are placed throughout the campus lawns and gardens, making it the largest contemporary sculpture park in New York City. Pratt also began a partnership with Munson Williams Proctor and Delaware College of Art and Design for art students to study for 2 years at either campus and finish their degrees at Pratt unregistered trademark S School of Art and Design in Brooklyn. During the 1990s, the school was able to increase enrollment by 25%, from approximately 3,000 students in 1990 to 4,000 students in 2000. Vincent A. Stabar, a 1940 graduate of the School of Engineering, donated about $13 million to Pratt, the largest donation made by any alumnus in the Collegia unregistered trademark S history, with the request to President Chute that the donation be used to reopen the School of Engineering. President Chute rejected Mr. Stabile's unregistered trademark S request, but instead allocated the funds to construct a new residence hall named in the Donora unregistered trademark S honor. From the mid-1980s to the 2000s, Pratt experienced the transition from being mainly a commuter school to become a residential school through the construction of new residence halls: Cannoneer Court, Pontus Hall, and Stabar Hall. List of presidents: Charles Pratt, President from 1887 to 1891, Charles Millard Pratt, 1891–1893, Frederick B. Pratt, 1893–1937, Charles Pratt, 1937–1953, Francis H. Horn, 1953–1957, Robert Fisher Oxnam, 1957–1960, James B. Donovan, 1968–1970, Henry Saltzman, 1970–1972, Richardson Pratt Jr., 1972–1990, Warren F. Ilkman, 1990. 1993, Thomas F. Chute, 1993. Present, campus. Pratt Institute unregistered trademark S main campus is located on a historic, award-winning, enclosed 25-acre campus located in the Clinton Hill neighborhood in Brooklyn, 2 miles from downtown Brooklyn and 3 miles from Lower Manhattan. Midtown Manhattan is just 5 miles from the campus. The campus is accessible by 2 public entrances, both of which close in the evening hours and are guarded by security 24 hours a day. The main gate, located at Willoughby Avenue on the north side of campus, is accessible for pedestrians and vehicles, while the secondary pedestrian-only gate located at the corner of Hall Street and DeKalb Avenue at the southwest part of campus is convenient for commuters and for students to get to Higgins Hall. In addition, there are 2 other swipe card access gates available only for student use. The campus is very park-like and fully landscaped and provides a stark contrast to the urban neighborhood which surrounds the school. The 4 main areas of the campus include the Library Rose Garden, Cannoneer Court, Newman Mall and Amphitheater, and the Engineering Quad. The neatly manicured, historically significant, Rose Garden is located directly north of the library and was built as a part of the library acting as a public park. At the center of the garden is a 1926 World War I memorial flagpole detailed with eagles, male and female busts. The Cannoneer Court is located directly south of the library and serves as the main entrance from the Hall Street Gate. A central feature of the court is a large bronze Spanish cannon from 1720, originally from Seville, Spain, and brought to Pratt from Morro Castle in Havana, Cuba in 1899. Trees and meandering pathways lead to the library and Newman Mall. The Newman Mall takes up the center of the campus with many of the academic buildings alongside the mall. The mall is characterized by brick pathways with mature trees lining a central lawn. To the north of the mall is a small amphitheater, designed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill. Lastly, the engineering quadrangle, which is recognized as a historic landmark, is located north of the Newman Mall toward the eastern side of campus with the chemistry, machinery, and engineering buildings enclosing the quad, which has terraced landscaping and gardens with many mature trees. The entire campus is open to the public as park space during the daylight hours. Throughout the campus, many contemporary sculptures fill the gardens and landscape, making the campus home to the largest sculpture park in New York City. The sculptures are loaned to Pratt and are changed on a rotating basis. Public Art Review recognized the campus as having one of the 10 best college and university art collections in the country. Buildings. Pratt is home to a diverse collection of buildings composed of several architectural styles. Most of the buildings at the school were built before World War II in the style of Romanesque Revival, Victorian, and neoclassical styles, and were designed by prominent 19th and 20th century architects. After the war, Pratt began building more contemporary-style buildings. In 2011, Architectural Digest named Pratt as being one of the top 10 most architecturally significant college campuses in the country, for its seamless collection of buildings ranging from the 1800s until today. The main building, East Hall Building, and Student Union are all located adjacent to one another and make up a complex of the original buildings, all built specifically for the Institute in 1887. Located at the north-central part of campus, the main building is a 6-story Romanesque Revival brick building designed by Lamb and Rich and was the first building to open at the school. The roof features an iconic clock tower, which overlooks the Rose Garden. Today the building houses administrative offices, classrooms, and art studios for the Arts Department of the School of Art and Design. In February 2013, a fire erupted throughout the top floors of the building, destroying much of the interior structure and students' work. East Hall is located directly behind Main Hall and faces Grand Walk. Designed by William Windrim, a main feature of the brick building is the large smokestack which served the Institute Euro unregistered trademark S power generation plant. Within the hall are a variety of services for students including career services, student activities, international student affairs, and the Pratt Chapel. Located in the lower level of the building is Pratt Euro unregistered trademark S continuously operating, privately owned, steam-powered electrical generating plant built originally to serve the power needs of the school. In 1977 the facility was recognized by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers and named a National Mechanical Engineering Landmark. The plant, located in the basement, is available for public viewing from a 2-story balcony. Lastly, the Student Union, by architect William Tubby, was originally built as the trade school building but soon after completion was completely remodeled as the Student Union, complete with gymnasium and swimming pool. In 1982 the building was renovated again as the new Student Union. All 3 buildings wrap around an interior courtyard which connects out to the Newman Mall and Library Rose Garden. The centerpiece of the courtyard is a 17th-century Italian marble wellhead fountain purchased by the Pratt family in 1900. South Hall, located along Ryerson Walk to the direct south of Main Building, was finished in 1892 by William Tubby and was built as the Pratt High School. When the high school closed near the turn of the century, the building was used for the School of Domestic Arts and Sciences. Today the building is home to classrooms, studios, and offices for programs in the Department of Fine Arts, part of the School of Art and Design. Pratt Institute Library, which was opened in 1888 to serve students and the general public as well, became the first free public library in Brooklyn. The architect of the building was William Tubby of Brooklyn. The decoration in the building was done by the Tiffany Glass and Decorating Company. The chemistry, machinery, and engineering buildings are located across from Grand Walk and East Building, which are clustered around the engineering quad Euro unregistered trademark S lawn and gardens. They were built in phases between 1908 and 1928 and designed by architecture firm Howells and Stokes. These buildings originally housed courses for Pratt Euro unregistered trademark S School of Engineering until it was dismantled in 1993. Today the second floor of the engineering building is home to Pratt Euro unregistered trademark S largest computer lab on campus, with several classrooms of Mac and PC workstations and a collection of scanners, printers, and plotters. The Sciola unregistered trademark S Auditorium, Memorial Hall was built in 1927 with John Mead Howell serving as the architect. It is located across from the Rose Garden along Ryerson Walk, between the main building and North Hall. Built as part of the urban renewal project led by Robert Moses, North Hall is located directly north of Memorial Hall and was designed by McKim, Mead, and White in 1958. The building houses Pratt unregistered trademark S main cafeteria and the Sciola unregistered trademark S bank. Classrooms for the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences are located on the upper levels of the building. DeKalb Hall and the Information Science Center were also designed by McKim, Mead, and White earlier in 1955. They originally served as men unregistered trademark S and women unregistered trademark S dormitories respectively until Pratt acquired Willoughby Hall. After the acquisition of Willoughby, the buildings were remodeled to serve classroom and administrative needs. DeKalb Hall, located to the far west of campus and south of the library and Cannoneer Court, is home to administrative offices. The Information Science Center is also located to the far west of campus, but north of the library and Rose Garden, which is home to the School of Library and Information Science. The Juliana Curran Tyrian Design Center is made up of two separate wings, Steuben Hall to the east and Pratt Studios West, which hold all of Pratt unregistered trademark S design programs. Located at the southern edge of the campus between Pontus Hall and the Athletics and Recreation Center, this building is home to the interior design, industrial design, communication design, and fashion design departments. At the center of the building there is a small courtyard. Originally the center was two separate buildings that were acquired by Pratt in 1962 and 1970, respectively. The buildings were originally built around the turn of the century and served as factories until Pratt acquired them. A new glass and metal entry pavilion, named in honor of architecture alumni and donor Juliana Curran Tyrian, was constructed in 2007 and was designed to the two original, separate, brick buildings. The lead architect for the project was the School of Architecture's Dean, Thomas Hanrahan. Myrtle Hall is Pratt unregistered trademark S newest building, having opened in 2010. The building, located one block north of campus, was designed by Pratt Institute School of Architecture alumnus Jack Esterson AIA of the New York City architecture and engineering firm WASA Studio, and has achieved LEED Gold certification. The building houses student services, admissions, the Pratt Center for Community Development, and the Digital Arts Center. The Caroline Ladd Pratt House is owned by the school. It is used as the College Presidente unregistered trademark S mansion and for gala events. It was completed in 1898 and designed by architects Baub, Cook, and Willard for Frederick B. Pratt, the Institute unregistered trademark S third president, the son of Charles Pratt. It is located 2 blocks west of the school on Clinton Avenue, near the other Pratt family mansions. Higgins Hall, located 1 block south of the main campus, houses the entire School of Architecture with the exception of construction management programs. The historic Romanesque Revival landmark building with a contemporary center wing houses the Sciola unregistered trademark S administrative offices, computer labs, student classrooms and laboratories, a lecture hall, a small cafe copyright, and the Hazel and Robert H. Siegel Gallery. The building was originally built for the prestigious Adelphi Academy, now Adelphi University, in phases from 1868 through 1890 by Mundell and Tekritz and Charles C. Haight. Charles Pratt also partially funded construction of the building as part of his philanthropic efforts. The building was given to Pratt Institute in 1965 by the wife of John Higgins, architect and alumni of Adelphi Academy. The School of Architecture was relocated here. In 1996, the building experienced a major fire, destroying the center wing of the building and severely damaging the northern and southern wings. In 2005, the school replaced the center wing with a new sleek and contemporary glass structure, which linked historic brick northern and southern wings designed by Stephen Hole, and incorporated complementary contrast to the original essence. As part of the rebuilding of Higgins Hall, Rogers Marvel Architects restored and renovated the original 19th-century wings to their former glory. Historic sites. A number of Pratt Institute Euro unregistered trademark S buildings and landscapes are historically significant. The Pratt Institute Historic District is a national historic district that comprises 10 contributing buildings built between 1885 and 1936. Several buildings are recognized as being New York City designated landmarks. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2005 and was awarded the Getty Foundation Campus Heritage Grant. 2 buildings outside the historic district, Higgins Hall and the Caroline Ladd Pratt House, are also listed on the Historic Register as being a part of the Clinton Hill Historic District. The buildings and structures listed on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places for their architectural or historical significance are: Residence Halls. Pratt, a residential campus, offers 7 different residence options for its students. All residence hall students are provided with a bed, a desk, a chair and a dresser. Students residing in a dorm on campus are required to be on a mandatory meal plan, while those off campus are able to sign up for an optional meal plan. Cannoneer Court, J Pontus Hall, and Vincent Hall are the primary freshman dorms. In total, 51% of undergraduate students reside on campus while 92% of incoming freshman students reside on campus. Pratt offers the following residence halls for students to choose from. Cannoneer Court was designed by architecture firm Skidmore, Owings and Merrill in 1986 and was constructed using modular construction. Each individual dorm room was constructed off-site and then set into place like building blocks. This is Pratt Euro unregistered trademark S only traditional, corridor-style residence hall and houses students in double rooms. Bathrooms are communal. The building has a lounge and study work area as well as a garden courtyard. The rooms are air-conditioned and carpeted. Cannoneer Court is primarily a freshman residence hall. Esther Lloyd-Jones Hall is named for a trendsetter in modern American higher education. The building was originally a private apartment building built in 1921 but was acquired by Pratt in 1964 as use for dormitories. ELJH accommodates student single and double rooms in apartment-style accommodations. ELJH is occupied primarily by upperclassmen continuing students. Grand Avenue Residence is home to new and continuing graduate students. The building can accommodate 50 students in efficiency apartments and private single rooms within 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. A double efficiency apartment is 2 students sharing a 1-room apartment. A single efficiency apartment is 1 student in a private 1-room apartment with kitchen and bath. A shared single is 2 or more students, each with its own private bedroom, sharing kitchen, bath, and living room. The building is located 1 block from campus. Each living room is furnished with a sofa, club chair, coffee table, kitchen table, and chairs. J Pontus Hall was opened in 1987 and designed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill and sits centrally located on campus. Students live in 4-person suites, which consist of 2 double rooms, and each suite has its own bathroom. Suites are single-sex, but floors are co-ed. This building has no air conditioning. The building boasts a work-study rooms and communal lounges. The building was designed in brick with a clock tower, echoing the style of original 1887 main building. Pontus is primarily a freshman residence hall. The Pratt townhouses are historic landmarks which were originally constructed from 1901 to 1910 in the colonial revival style to serve as faculty housing. The townhomes were designed by Hobart C. Walker. After being neglected for several years, Pratt is in the process of renovating the apartments to be used by upper-class men. Vincent Hall opened in the fall of 1999 and designed by Parzanella plus Klein, Stolzmann plus Berg Architects. Named for the donor and graduate of the engineering school, it was designed for new undergraduate students. It houses 240 students in 4-person suites. Each suite consists of 2 double rooms with a shared bath. There are kitchenettes located on each floor. Stayball is primarily a freshman residence hall. Willoughby Hall is a former private apartment building built as part of Robert Moses' unregistered trademark urban renewal projects around Pratt, and is the largest residence hall. Built in 1957 by architect John Mead Howells, the 16-story building accommodates 800 undergraduate men and women. In addition to the standard furniture, all apartments have a kitchen table, stove, and refrigerator. All students are assigned to double, triple, or single spaces. The converted apartments consist of at least one double or triple that occupies the former living room space of the apartment. The number of students residing in a given apartment ranges from 2 to 6 students, depending upon the size of the converted apartment. Studio, 1, 2, or 3-bedroom. Transportation. Pratt does not provide any official sponsored transportation options for its students, but there are several public transportation options located directly off Pratt's main campus. The school is well served by MTA New York City bus routes, with the B38 bus route servicing the campus to the south with stations along DeKalb and Lafayette Avenues, and the B54 bus route serving the area north of the campus along Myrtle Avenue. In addition, the New York City Subway's GAR train has a station located at the intersection of Washington and Lafayette Avenues. The Clinton-Washington Avenue station is located directly across the street from Higgins Hall. In addition, the CAR train has an entrance to Clinton-Washington Avenue station 4 blocks south of the Hall Gate entrance and 3 blocks south of Higgins Hall. New York City's public bike share program, City Bike, has stations nearby at Lafayette Avenue and St. James Place, Hall Street and Willoughby Avenue, and at Emerson Place and Myrtle Avenue. The Long Island Railroad at Atlantic Terminal is located a short walk from the campus. Pratt participates in New Jersey Transita unregistered trademark University Partnership Program, where students can receive a 25% discount on monthly passes based out of Penn Station in Manhattan. Pratt Manhattan. The Pratt Manhattan campus, located at 144 West 14th Street, between 6th and 7th Avenue, is home to Pratt's associate degrees programs in graphic design, illustration, and digital design and interactive media, an undergraduate program in construction management, and several of Pratt's graduate programs including the School of Information and Library Science, Communication Design, Historic Preservation, Facilities Management, Design Management and Arts and Cultural Management. This 7-story historic building was acquired by Pratt in 2000. The institute restored the building's exterior to its original facade, highlighting its decorative architectural and design elements, and renovated the interior to feature its high ceilings and wood beams. A lovely staircase from the building's lobby leads to the Pratt Manhattan Gallery, offering a rich array of shows from fine art and sculpture to fashion. This new building houses the Graduate School for Information and Library Science, the graduate programs in Communications and Package Design, Design Management, Arts and Cultural Management, and the 2-year associate's degree programs in Digital Design, Graphic Design and Illustration. The modern building has many resources like a library, computer lab and meeting spaces. In 2010, Pratt acquired the entire 3rd floor of a building on W18th Street to serve as a studio space for its new MFA program in Communications Design. Pratt Manhattan History. In 1977, the first Manhattan campus opened in a 19th-century women's dress design school, a New York City landmark building at Lexington Avenue and 31st Street. At this time, Manhattan had long been the epicenter of publishing design during the latter 20th century. This new commercial art-dedicated satellite was modeled to apply intensely concentrated vocational training in graphic design, illustration, package design, and textile design. Its faculty was largely composed of Manhattan's working professionals, who themselves had achieved the level of skill necessary to meet the city's global defining standards. Magazines, books, music albums, movie posters, print and television advertisements, and packaging for all forms of retail products were the intended goals for its graduates, as well as Manhattan's omnipresent fashion industry. In addition, The below-ground space in the school was converted into a state-of-the-art printmaking facility, teaching artist-created lithography, silk screening and engraving. Academics, schools and academic divisions. Pratt Institute is divided into 5 schools and more than 28 departments and divisions offering over 22 undergraduate majors and 25 graduate majors. The schools include School of Architecture, Department of Undergraduate Architecture, Department of Graduate Architecture, Department of Construction Management, Department of Facilities Management, Department of Graduate Architecture and Urban Design, Graduate Center for Planning and the Environment. School of Art and Design, Department of Foundation Art, Department of Art and Design Education, Department of Creative Arts Therapy, Department of Arts and Cultural Management, Department of Communications, Department of Graduate Communications Packaging Design, Department of Digital Arts, Department of Design Management, Department of Fashion Design, Department of Film and Video, Department of Fine Arts, Department of the History of Art and Design, Department of Industrial Design, Department of Interior Design, Department of Media Arts, Associate Degree Programs. School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Department of English and Humanities, Critical and Visual Studies, Intensive English Program, Department of Math and Science, Department of Social Science and Cultural Studies, Write-in Program. School of Information and Library Science, Center for Continuing Education and Professional Studies, Former Schools, School of Domestic Arts and Sciences, School of Engineering, Joint Degree Programs. Pratt Institute offers the following joint degree programs: JD/Master in City and Regional Planning. Brooklyn Law School and Pratt Institute jointly sponsor a program leading to the degrees of Juris Doctor and Master of Science in City and Regional Planning. LLM/Master in Library and Information Science. Brooklyn Law School and Pratt Institute jointly sponsor a dual degree program for those who have already earned a JD. The program leads to a MSLIS and LLM. In Information Law and Society. Rankings and Accreditation. In 2013, U.S. News & World Report ranked Pratt Institute as being one of the top 20 best colleges in the North. In addition, University Business ranked Pratt as being the number 10 college in the United States. Princeton Review has named Pratt as being one of the best colleges in the Northeast, making it among the top 25% of all four-year colleges and universities in the United States. Many of Pratt's unregistered trademark S programs have been ranked in the top 5 by U.S. News & World Report, including the Interior Design and Industrial Design programs. The Bachelor of Architecture program has been ranked as being in the top 15 programs in the United States consistently since 2000. Bloomberg Businessweek ranked the school as being one of the top 60 schools in the world to study design, while Business Insider said that the school is the 6th best school for design in the world, above Cooper Union and New York University. Kiplinger's Personal Finance also named Pratt as being one of the County unregistered trademark S best values in private colleges and universities. It was included as one of the top values for academic quality and affordability out of more than 600 private institutions. In addition, Architectural Digest named the campus as being one of the top 10 most architecturally significant, along with institutions such as Harvard, Princeton, and University of Virginia. Pratt Institute is accredited by the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools and is authorized to award academic degrees by the state of New York, following guidelines established by the New York State Department of Education. The Bachelor of Architecture degree and the Master of Architecture degree at the School of Architecture are accredited by the National Architectural Accrediting Board. The Undergraduate Interior Design program is accredited by the Council for Interior Design Accreditation. Graduate programs in Library and Information Science, Art Therapy, and Art Education are all accredited by the Committee on Accreditation of the American Library Association, Education Approval Board of the American Art Therapy Association, and RATE respectively. The School of Art and Design is one of only 43 schools part of the Association of Independent Colleges of Art and Design. Demographics: Pratt Institute students, numbering 3,054 undergraduates and 1,612 graduates in fall 2012, come from more than 60 countries, and all 50 states. The ratio of women to men is 2:1 and 32% are graduate and professional students. Minority populations constitute nearly half of the student body, with 4.3% African Americans, 8.9% Hispanics, 0.3% Native American, and 17% Asian Americans or Pacific Islanders. Tuition: for the 2013 to 2014 academic year, annual undergraduate tuition is $41,226. For the 2013 to 2014 academic year, annual graduate tuition for School of Art and Design and School of Architecture students is $35,304 for 24 credits, $26,478 for 18 credits, and $17,652 for 12 credits, and for students in the School of Library and Information Sciences $28,638 for 24 credits, $21,276 for 18 credits, and $14,184 for 12 credits. For the 2012 to 2013 academic year, annual undergraduate tuition was $41,092. Over the past year, the annual undergraduate tuition has risen by $134, or 0.3%. Notable faculty: Josh Cowery, filmmaker; Fritz Eichenberg, printmaker; Philip Guston, painter; Eric Goldberg, film director and animator; Joseph Barbara, animator and co-creator of the Tom and Jerry series of animated shorts; Thomas Lanigan Schmidt, painter; Jacob Lawrence, painter; Jonathan Bella, film theorist; Manuel Delander, philosopher, artist; Eva Zeisel, ceramic artist-designer; Matthew Sharp, author; Karen Borsman, architect; Jonas Kuzmia, architect; Robert Siegel, architect; Nasser Sharafi, father of international librarianship; Sybil Mouli-Negi, architectural and art historian; Philip Johnson, architect; Charles Warner, architect. Student life: athletics, the Pratt Cannoneers, a founding member of the Hudson Valley Athletic Conference, has varsity teams competing in men's basketball, soccer, cross-country, indoor-outdoor track, and tennis, as well as women's soccer, tennis, cross-country, indoor-outdoor track, and volleyball. The men's basketball team has a storied tradition, including the fourth-longest collegiate basketball rivalry in the nation between Pratt and Polytechnic University, with Pratt holding the overall record 78-59. The Cannoneers also took home a National Collegiate Championship title in 1901, and made 4 NAIA and 2 ECAC postseason appearances. Former players included Ed Masria, who was drafted by the New York Knicks, and Anthony Heward, who currently tours with the &1 Streetball team as half-man half-amazing. Bernard Chang was formerly captain of the men's varsity basketball team. The women's cross-country team recently captured the 2006 HMWAC championship title, and coach Dalton Evans won Coach of the Year honors. The men's cross-country team also has a championship title. The women's tennis team has won 3 HVWAC titles, including an appearance in the ECAC tournament. In addition, there are intramural activities scheduled throughout the year, ranging from individual to team sports. 2 premier student intramurals events include the Fall Classic Halloween Pratt Rat Outdoor Obstacle Relay Race and the annual Mr. and Ms. Pratt All-At Fitness and Artistic Expression Pageant finale. The Athletics Resource Center is home to the athletic department, and features the largest clear span space in Brooklyn. It also hosts the annual Colgate Games, the nation's largest amateur track series for girls from elementary school through college. The school's mascot, the Cannoneer, derives from the 19th-century cannon that stands prominently near the main gate to the campus. Cast in bronze in Seville, Spain, the cannon bears the insignia of Philip V and was brought to Pratt from the walls of Murrah Castle in Havana, Cuba, in 1899. Student media: Pratt has several student media groups including a film club. The Pratula is Pratt's monthly student magazine. Static Fish, a comic book publication established over 20 years ago. Ubiquitous is Pratt's literary and arts magazine, published twice a year with reading event on campus per semester, and also maintains a blog. Pratt's yearbook, Prattonia, is designed by selected Pratt students. Pratt Radio, a student-run internet radio station, broadcasts on the web. Originally broadcasting from a limited-range signal in the mid-1980s, the FCC stepped in and shut the operation down after students modified the broadcast tower, rendering Pratt Radio pirate radio. The station later re-emerged in 2001 as a legitimate internet-only station. Fraternities and Sororities. The Inter-Greek Council is responsible for all Greek life organizations at Pratt Institute. In total, Pratt offers 2 fraternities for male students and 2 sororities for female students, Kappa Sigma, Pi Sigma Chi, Theta Phi Alpha, Sigma Sigma Sigma. In popular culture, the music video of Billy Joel's song The Longest Time was filmed in its entirety at Pratt Institute in 1984. Comic book artist Daniel Close's experience at the Pratt Institute provided the inspiration for his satirical comic art school Confidential, upon which the 2006 film of the same name was based. Segments of the 1990 movie Jacob's Ladder were filmed at Pratt, as well as scenes for the 2006 film The Good Shepherd, directed by Robert De Niro. Some episodes of Law & Order, Special Victims Unit were filmed on campus. Pam Beasley from The Office was accepted to Pratt in the episode Goodbye, Toby. She studies for 3 months and leaves Pratt by the episode Business Trip. Liz Lee, star of the quasi-reality series My Life as Liz, currently attends Pratt, and much of the filming of the 2nd season was done on location. In the 1st season of the TV show Fringe, Pratt was used as a shooting location to stand in for Harvard University. Season 2 of In Treatment features April, an architecture student at Pratt who has cancer. Library scene in the classic American film Debbie Does Dallas 1978, notable alumni. Alumni status is open to all graduates of Pratt Institute, all former students of the Pratt Institute who regularly matriculated and left the school in good standing. Science, technology, and engineering. Architecture. Government, politics, and social issues, attorney, Lynn Stewart, congressman, government officials, and politicians. Religious leaders, Charles E. Pond, William Howard Huppel, scholars, Irvin Lee Matus, librarians, Mary Elizabeth Wood, entertainment and communications, musicians. Actors. Directors, filmmakers. Author, screenwriter. Communications. Art and design, industrial design. Fashion design. Illustration. Fine arts. Sports, Sarash Keeper, references. External links, official website, Pratt Institute Euro documentary produced by Treasures of New York, Historic American Engineering Record NOE NY70, Pratt Institute, Power Generating Plant, Willoughby Avenue between Clason and Hall Streets, Brooklyn, Kings County, NY, 2 are photos, 1 a data page, 1 a photo caption page.